Hello, hello, hello. You know what time it is. It is Chitter Chatter time, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live for another episode of Chitter Chatter. Ladies, I hope you're ready to dive into another awesome topic. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about church folks, ladies and gentlemen. We are diving into the topic because we don't often talk about it. And church is so important in our community, and we learn so much from the church, and we get so much from the church. Tonight, we are talking about church folks because what we don't speak on often in our community is it's not the beliefs and the things that the rules and regulations that they say exist in church that turn us off. It's the people in the church that judge us and put us down and turn their backs on us. And that's what we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about growing up in the church. We're talking about Black girl beauty existing in church. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chitter Chatter. And you know what we're going to do first, ladies? We're going to mix our drinks. Well, tonight, because it's church night, we are drinking wine, ladies. I am having Merlot. Let me make sure it's Merlot. Yeah, it's Merlot. And I got the big bottle tonight to last us. I already dove into my drink a little bit. So let us know it's ready. It's time. It is Chitter Chatter time, ladies. And we have had some awesome topics. We have just stepped out of our men's circle. Awesome, by the way. We are diving into new topics every single day. And I'm so thankful to everyone that has been lasting here with me with Chitter Chatter. This is episode 21, and I can't wait to get to episode 30 because I'm gonna have some bomb things planned for you guys because I am 30. I'm gonna be turning 30 again, 30. So we're gonna have an awesome 30 episode. Stay tuned, ladies, and I'm so thankful that you have been rocking with me for so long. I hope everyone has been growing and getting so much from everything that we've been doing Chitter Chatter because I don't know about you ladies, but Chitter Chatter has been growing me. So on that note, ladies, we're gonna take one toast and go ahead and toast in because it is Chitter Chatter time, and I'm working on pinky. So excuse it. Let's take one toast, ladies. Welcome in. What I noticed that was happening in my other lives is I was making the toast and I wasn't taking my sip. Somehow, some way, I was missing out on the sips. Hello, Miss Kiwanis. It is so awesome to have you. And I'm so thankful to have you here as always. We are at episode 21. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm so thankful to have you ladies here. We are talking about church folks here tonight. I want to know you ladies' experience with the church. Did you grow up in the church? Did you attend church? What did church mean to you in your life? What has the church been to you in your life? Tonight, ladies, we are talking about it. We are diving into that topic because one thing about me, I hate when people use excuses to turn them away from the church, such as, the church is full of a bunch of hypocrites. That's why I don't go to church. You're going to allow what exists in a circumstance to stop you from going to a circumstance. That's not how it's supposed to go. You're gonna stop your blessings and block your interest into some place that might be amazing for you because of the other people that exist there. And let me tell you, sweetheart, hypocrites exist everywhere. Liars, thieves, murderers, they exist everywhere. We are so quick to judge the people that exist in the church because they're supposedly not supposed to exist in the church. I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the church is where humans are. And humans make mistakes. Humans have everything. But the church is where you go for redemption. And that is what we're speaking about, ladies. The people in the church sometimes turn us off the church when they're supposed to be there to hold us down and help us heal. We're speaking on that, ladies and gentlemen, and how important it is in our community that these people be more of leaders. Because one thing that I'm going to say right now, when you are a leader, when you are chosen to lead, when you accept a leader's position, it comes with certain things. It comes with certain qualifications and requirements. And so often in our community, we don't want to own it. We don't want to accept the requirements that come with our title. We want to dib and dab on what we allow and what we accept because it'll whatever works in our favor. So before we dive too deep into the topic, because we're only 5 minutes in, ladies, if you're just now tuning in, it is Chitter Chatter time, and I have some wonderful guests for you ladies here tonight. We're going to be speaking about church folks. If you're just now tuning in, drop a like, drop a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend that it is Chitter Chatter time, ladies, and we are speaking on church folks. We already tuned in and had our toast to welcome us in. So I'm going to tell you 5 ways to connect with Uniqua if you're just now tuning in, because I know I have been forgetting to do this, ladies. I don't know how to do the most important part. You can follow me on Instagram. I am Uniqua. That's IAMUNIQUIA. On Facebook, I'm Uniqua Manigault. That's UNIQUIA MANIGAULT. And please, if you have not joined our Facebook group, go ahead and join. That is where you keep up with Uniqua Manigault. That is how you tap into Miss Amanda Manigault. That is how you see our future continuing education classes. That is where you can get signed up for our performing arts studio, which will be accepting applications and starting in August. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a move. We are making things happen. We are Black women, and we are doing it beautifully. We are diving into topics each and every week, and we are healing. This is Chitter Chatter, ladies, and tonight we are speaking on church folks, because what I hate to hear in our community is people down in the church and refusing to go to church and refusing to be seen in the church, and they use the excuse that they don't go to church because of the people in the church. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to discuss that, because I'm going to tell you right now, the people in the church, just like the people outside the church, they have a past. They have a life. They have battles that they're fighting. We are so quick to judge people in the church because they're in the church. And I do understand, like I said earlier, heavy is the head that wears the crown. When you are in certain positions and when you are in certain leadership roles, there are certain requirements and qualifications. And so often we try to stray away from that. Like I often use the pastor, because it's so common nowadays in the church for the pastor to be sleeping with this women in the congregation, or to be smuggling money, or it's so common for so many of these things to be happening. And then when it comes out in the light that it's been going on, the first thing we want to say is, oh, you know, they're not perfect. They can do this, that, and that. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're not perfect. And you are allowed to make mistakes. But what we're not going to do is act like it's okay that you did it. It's not okay that you did it. It's okay that you made a mistake. That's what I want you to understand. Making mistakes is a part of life. But when you understand your role, when you know better, you have to do better. And if you don't do better, God will show you why you should. Because I'm going to tell you right now, ladies, if you don't know, you will find out. When you know better, you have to do better. And I'm saying that specifically for like pastors. When you know better, because you're preaching this word, therefore you know something. When you know better and you don't do better, life hits you different. Hits you differently. Life comes and you get curveballs, and when you've ever been in a situation where there's been a scandal in the church, because I'm not going to act like scandals don't happen, they do. If you've ever been in a situation when there's been a scandal in the church and the pastor was acting wrong, because sometimes I will say there have been accusations against pastors and deacons and bishops and all of that, and it's not true. But when it's true, it all comes to the light, the pastor goes down quick. Every burden that he gets, it hits him heavy, and he falls quickly, because God had expectations for him. When you are in certain positions, you receive certain benefits, you receive certain bonuses, you are blessed in certain ways, and because of that, certain things are required of you. And so often in life, we try to pick and choose which qualifications we want to stick to when it's beneficial to us. But you can't do that. That's why when you know better and you don't do better, things hit you the hardest. You like, you know, I know I deserved a little bit, but why did it have to be so tough? It had to be just as tough as it was, not because you didn't deserve it to be a little light, but because you knew better. You knew better. You ever been? We all been kids before. You know the difference between getting popped to let you know that you shouldn't do that again. The difference of you getting spanked because I told you not to do that again, and you did it anyway. That is how that works, ladies and gentlemen. And that is where we're tapping into. We're tapping into all that, because I want, in our community, we have to understand that I'm not here on this platform in any way to give you reasons to run away from the church. I'm also not here in any reason to get you to try to convince you that the church is where you need to be. I'm here to explain to you that in every atmosphere in the world, things happen. especially in church. But if we stop judging each other and we stop looking for reasons to be like, oh, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, so I'm not going to listen to him. She's not doing what she's not supposed to be doing, so I'm not going to listen to him. We can really learn and grow from each other. It begins in the church. We're so busy judging each other, what each other has on. We're so busy judging what the next man is saying, what they're doing in their household, what happened in their situation, and how they're handling it, that we can hear. I can't come to church and hear the word because I'm so busy worried about what Miss Gladys had going on. I don't know where Miss Gladys came from. I'm so busy worried about what Miss Gladys had going on last week up the street around the corner when she was supposed to be there. You know, that's what the pastor said. I went to, ladies and gentlemen, I was on a live a couple weeks ago. I'm telling you, I went to a funeral and I felt the eulogy hit me so hard. I was like, you know, this is why I'm me. If you're so busy judging the person next to you, and you're so busy worrying about what the person behind you got going on, and you're so busy worrying about what everybody's gonna think of you for being there the way you are, you're missing the word. You're missing the real purpose of you being there. That's what I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Church is an atmosphere for you to connect with God and fellowship with those like-minded, trying to grow and heal and seek refuge the same way you are. I don't care what anybody says about anything or anything else going on in the church. That is the main reason. And if we can all step back into that, then we will grow. We'll take one sip of that, ladies. And I'm drinking wine because they drink wine in the Bible. So I want you to know that it's not a sin to drink. It's a sin to get drunk. And we're speaking on that too. We are so quick to... I'm going to take my sip of it. We are so quick to judge each other because of what we do and don't do inside and outside of church. There was this little... It's a little saying. It's like, I'm not listening to people that go to church and praise God on Sunday, and then Monday through Friday, they're doing this, that, and that. And let me tell you something about that. At church on Sunday, because I'm not making any excuses for anybody. Some people are straight up hypocrites. I'm not excusing anyone, but I'm trying to, what we're doing here with Black Girl Beauty and Chitter Chatter is we're trying to get everyone here to understand we all have different circumstances, situations. And if we stop judging each other and stop trying to pinpoint what he's doing wrong and she's doing wrong, we can actually grow and build. And church is a great place to do that. So let's stop shunning each other for everything that we don't have alike, for everything that we don't do the same, for everything we don't do correct, and start helping each other get to better places. Hello, ladies. Hello. I'm so thankful for everybody tuning in. If we stop judging each other, we can get everywhere we need to go. If you're just now tuning in, go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chitter Chatter time. And tonight, ladies, we are talking about church folks. I feel like I'm so loud. Like I just really feel like I was yelling just then. I'm working on lowering my tone, ladies. As we each week we dive into the topic, and we are just trying to build ourselves and grow, because Black women, we have so many burdens and so many stipulations and so many rules we have to live by that just make no sense sometimes. The only way for us to grow and heal is to tap into it. Church is a very, very important part in our community. It plays a huge role. And the only way for us to heal and grow, I feel the proper way, is to dive into what the problem is in our community, between the community and the church. Heal the problem. Help the problem, fix the problem so that we can all get better. I'm tired of hearing people with excuses as to why they don't go to church. Because I can't even indulge in those type of conversations, because I feel like we're going to end up on opposite ends of the conversation. I don't like to argue about God, because I just don't. I'm going to stick with that, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to argue. We're not going to fight. We're here to educate each other and grow. And it begins with us, ladies. Take one step for that. If you're just now tuning in, tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chitter Chatter time. And the poem that I have for you tonight, ladies, is just a complete snippet of everything that I've touched on thus far, because I have some great guests here, and they're going to come in and we're going to speak on everything that goes along with this. We have women that have grown up in the church, women that have been hands of the church, women that sing and move around in the church, because those are the type of women that can really tell you of life and experience in the circumstances, in church and in the world. Because I'm going to tell you, growing up in the church or being a part of the church, in the world, people judge you. That is why we're trying to remove those stipulations, because we can't grow and heal. We have so many battles that we fight simply because we're busy judging each other, ladies and gentlemen. And so, church folks, ironically, What pushes people away from church is not the belief of the folks. The very ones we lean on to help turn our struggles into a joke, judge our testimonies and way of living, and then turn our backs when we ask for forgiveness. That is what pushes people away. That is what we need to change. We are all imperfect trying to find our way, and we're not supposed to judge each other. In the Bible, that's what they say. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. When you choose to lead, it's your example that leads the crowd. What you do does matter. If you call yourself a preacher, what you say does matter once you label yourself a teacher, because those you're teaching assume you live by your advice, especially if you judge them when they make mistakes in life. That same thing applies to the congregation when you're preaching. We expect the church to be broke but provide for the community. What is our belief? God does not say his people should live in poverty. We're blessed that we can be a blessing, but we must first bless ourselves. If you're no good to you, you're no good to no one else. And they say the pastor's kids are the worst. That's not true at all. But the burden to be perfect is the pastor's child's curse. We place expectations on them because their parents were called to lead. We forget they're still human, just like you and me. We judge them so hard and then we call them hypocrites because they made mistakes and we expected them to be perfect. That's what church folks do. And that's what we need to change. Church is for safety, security, and praise in Jesus' name. Truth be told. Ladies and gentlemen, we are changing the narrative that the church is not what we need to go for security, because it is. We are changing the narrative that the church is full of hypocrites, because it's not. The church is full of sinners trying to become saints. And in order to do that, you have to admit that you will make mistakes. Look at me still rhyming. It's over with. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chatter. And if you're just now tuning in, ladies, tell a friend that it is Chitter Chatter time. I actually have a guest here with me tonight, my niece, Miss Skyland. She loves playing in wigs and being flamboyant and showing her beauty side. And so I only said that because she has this braid wig. So come on, step ahead and show them. This is Miss Skyland. This is my brother's daughter, my niece, oldest niece. And she is here. Miss Skyland, tell the people, do you go to church?
Yes.
Do you like church?
Yes.
What do you learn about in church?
That God died for us.
Okay. Do you know what that means?
That.
What that means is in life, you're going to make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, you turn to God because he forgives sins. He's going to, through God, you learn how to deal with your mistakes, and you learn that your mistakes aren't you. You're going to make mistakes in life, but when you turn to God, he helps you to grow and heal and get better so you don't make the mistakes as often. And these are moments that, ladies and gentlemen, these are moments that we have to share. Be sure that you're educating your little black women about God and about what he is, because one thing about it, they don't know if we don't tell them. And I'm happy that she said that she likes to attend church, because one thing about it, when kids don't often really even know what it is or what it means. Yes, she definitely put this on. She likes her wigs, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna take one sip to that. She's always playing. This is Miss Mini Model. As you can see, being my niece, she comes in and takes my heels and takes my mom's wigs, and she goes everywhere with them. You might look back while we're out and she has one on. This is about black girl beauty, and you have to let black girls be black girls and grow and groom them the correct way. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my first guest, Miss Cassandra. Go ahead, here she is.
Hello, Miss Uniqua. How are you?
Here on Chitter Chatter. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everyone who you are, how they can get in contact with you, anything that you do, and tell them how you know
me. Okay, my name is Cassandra. First of all, thank you, Uniqua, for inviting me to this. I had to check it out because I don't do a lot of talking. I don't, I'll sing all day, but I don't do a lot of talking. Is there an echo or something going on?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay, but anyways, I am yes, Cassandra Porter, and Uniqua is my cousin. She's my niece. She's my baby daughter. She's everything. She's actually my yeah. Her dad is James Porter, which is my cousin. So I mean,
bloodline in the
yeah,
building, gentlemen. This is Black. This
yes,
is, and I'm so excited to have you here just for that reason, and so many.
yes. No, I'm happy to be here. This is a stretch for me, but you know, I'm here.
This
And
is bringing each other out of our shells and stepping out of the comfortable and into the uncomfortable, because that is how we grow. I'm so
yes,
that you were comfortable enough to do that here with me.
yes, I'm so proud of you. Let me turn this down. Yeah. But I mean, I don't like the only you can reach me on Facebook, Cassandra Porter. I don't have anything to sell or whatever, but you can tune in on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock. New Hope Living Baptist Church. I am the praise and worship leader, and you know, you will receive a blessing, a word, or whatever you need is what you're going to get when you tune in. Um, yeah, so that's about it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'm going to bring in our guest. You're muted. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Hello, I'm Shay Gibbs. And like Cassandra just mentioned, I'm delighted to be a part of Chitter Chatter. I am delighted to represent Black Girl Beauty.
Yeah.
I've known you. Well, probably, I don't know if you and my daughter met in elementary or middle school.
High school.
But it's high school. But it's been a long time.
We got so tight. It was like forever.
And you're like a daughter to me too. I'm very proud of you and what you're doing, your platform, and I wish you all the best in what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
I am recently retired 2018 from the railroad. I am married to a pastor, Pastor Kevin Gibbs. We have a church in Jackson, Georgia by the name of, oh, that's a shame. I'm blank. Zion Missionary Baptist Church. We've been there for 9 years. I'm also an author. I published my book in November. The name of my book is A Hustler's Life to the Pastor's Wife. I can be found on Facebook.
Let's take one step to that. We have another author online.
Oh, I have my water.
We tuned in. Whatever keeps you going.
Okay.
Repeat again where they can get a copy of your book and the title of it.
Okay. The title of my book is From a Hustler's Life to the Pastor's Wife. My book is on Amazon. It's also in Barnes and Nobles. I also have copies. And that book is listed as a memoir. It's really a story about my life. Some have told me that it reads like urban fiction. What else can I say? I'm excited right now about my book. I'm excited about my book. And right now I'm working on a screenplay with a company out of California that are interested in it. So we'll see. I'm a little busy, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. That is so amazing. These are my guests here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And I am so thankful to have both of you ladies here tonight. And I'm so anxious. I'm interrupting. I want them to tell you who they are and everything about them. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Black Girl Beauty. If you're just now tuning in, tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chatter time, and I have went ahead and introduced our guests. And ladies, this is where we get into our topic, because this is a platform where Black women come together. Black women, because we don't often talk about our issues. issues and things that we deal with and problems that we have. And when we do, we're labeled so many things. This is the platform we dive into it and we just tap into things that help us heal. Tonight, we are speaking about church folks. So the very first question I want to ask both of you ladies is, do you attend church? If you do, what is the church? What does the church mean to you? And I'm going to begin with you, Miss Shay.
Well, I attend church every Sunday. But I've always gone to church. The church to me is like, personally, it's like my gas station. All through the week, we go through the trials of life. We go through ups and downs. We go through anxiety. We go through unpredictable. We don't know what to expect day by day. But when you go to the church on Sunday, it's different than watching it online or watching it on television. You're able to fellowship with people. You're able to even get that hug or that embrace that you may need. Most definitely, I go for the word. But in order to go, and when you do attend church, you have to attend church and you have to bring something with you. You know, if you don't bring anything with you, like an open heart or an open mind, the pastor can do what he's supposed to do, teach and preach the word. But you have to come there with an open mind and willing to listen to the word. Not come there to see what Sister Grace got on today, or not go there to see what so-and-so is doing or what they're not doing, or who's there, who's not there. You have to come with an open mind and ready to learn something by even attending church and going to listen to the
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was talking about in the beginning. Our mind is on so many things, we can't even focus on the word. Miss Cassandra, same question. Do you attend church? And if so, what does the church mean to you?
Yes, I do attend church. You know, I got kind of lazy, with the pandemic last year. It was kind of crazy, but when I was able to go back, I went in there and I was happy. I was jumping, I was like, yes, I'm back in church. Church is, my pastor always say, church is the hospital. So whenever you're sick, you go to the hospital. If you need a healing, if you need any type of healing, that's where you need to go. I go personally because like the author said, we go through so much throughout the week. And if I don't go to church, I get tired sometimes, to be honest, we all get tired. But if I don't attend church, it's easy for me to not go. Like if I don't go one Sunday, it's easy for me to not go the next Sunday, and then the next Sunday, and the next Sunday. And then I get, we get lackadaisical, and then we just, be like, oh, whatever. But then I feel my spiritual life being choked out, when I don't attend.
Let's take one sip of that. When you don't get your Jesus juice.
Right. Here's my Jesus juice.
Gotta get your Jesus juice.
Listen, it's so important if I don't get that feeling. And okay, so we all know we are the church. So we are the church. So, but we still need that. One of the scriptures said, don't forsake the assembly of the people. It's in Hebrew somewhere. So we have to have that community. We have to have that fellowship, and we can't forsake that. And it's healing for us. Like she said, if I don't get that hug, or we can't really do too much hugging now, but just at least the fist bumps and just the smiles, and just to know that that our other church members are there for us. So it means everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have to, yeah.
Absolutely. Both of the analogies that you ladies gave and the metaphors were so dead on. She said, Miss Shay, she says the church is like her gasoline. She need her gasoline to keep going. And Miss Cassandra said that the church is her hospital. That's where you go when you're sick, when you're healing. Both of those are so true. When you're
Yes.
down, you can be just not even broke, busted, and disgusted. You can have $1 million in your pocket and you're just down. And you can
Yeah.
go to church.
Most
And I
definitely.
told you, and Miss Shay, you were there. I went to a funeral to lay to rest someone that I love dearly. And in there, the eulogy hit me so hard. I was like, you know what, God, I needed that. You never
Mm-hmm.
know when you're gonna
Most
be
definitely.
and we were in church. And because of COVID, I personally haven't been in church in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So being when it's like when you step in that building and you haven't been there. That's why I said this is what we're speaking of, ladies. Going to church. It's not all about, they say going to church does not make you holy or Christian or anything.
Right.
That I'm not saying that.
No.
But holy Christian people go to church. Because like Miss Shay and Miss Cassandra both said, church is where you can fellowship with other church people. Church is
Yeah.
where you heal. Church is where you get your medicine. Church is where you get your gasoline. Church is where we converse and heal and lean on each other so that we can build our community. That is what we're
Yeah.
tapping into, ladies. That is why it's so important that we talk about it. So the next question I want to ask you, ladies, is how are the people in your church? And do you believe that the people in the church turn people away from church? Miss Cassandra, I'm going to start with you.
Absolutely. There's some evil people in the church.
Absolutely.
And not so much evil, I wouldn't say, but draining. Like people can
Mm.
be drained by
And misery
if
loves
you're all,
company.
exactly. If you're asked, if somebody say, how you doing? It's good to see you. How you doing? Oh well, last week I had to go get my hip
Right.
removed, and it's just always something. It's just always something,
Absolutely.
and then they're always wanting to fill you up with everything that they have on the inside of them. That's draining, and that turns people away.
Absolutely.
There was we did have a church member that did leave because they were so drained, and there's no amount of
Mm.
talking to them that they you have to have a mental break anyways. So it's just if you're just
Absolutely.
drained, and I wouldn't say so much um like people are just evil, and they just always have some type of gripe. There's people in the church that are strategically sent there to cause havoc in the church. But
Absolutely.
I would just say, as far as what I've seen and what I've witnessed and what I've experienced, is more or less draining, from
Absolutely.
the different
And
people.
let
Yeah. Go ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you're just now tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chatter, and we are speaking on church folks, ladies and gentlemen, the church in general, and how important it is, and how easily people can be turned away. And we're removing the narrative we're removing the narrative that I don't go to church. If you don't go to
Right.
church, it's not there's not a reason. There is no reason why you don't go. Just say I don't go. Don't give a reason because this is going on. That's going on. We're removing the narrative that you have a reason. Ladies and
Right.
gentlemen, we are telling you what the church can do for you, and we're also explaining to you why why we think certain situations exist and how we can help each other grow. Miss Cassandra, what you just tapped into was a whole completely different angle that I had never even really thought about, because church has always been part of my life, and I've always had
Mhm.
family in the church. So I've never had to deal with that draining aspect. But I can imagine someone being, and they're not necessarily, they don't have family in the church, and they're just at the church trying to exist and be a part of the community. And because of that, people usually come to that person for everything. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Because they
Right.
see that they're willing and wanting. I never even
Yes.
thought about that being a reason why people are turned away from the church. And
Yeah.
that's why that's why it's so important for us to have this
Mhm.
conversation, ladies, because we need to talk about it. We don't want that to be the church is not here to drain you. We need to tap into
Right.
all these aspects so that we can lay it on the table and see what it is. And we can also identify with these people. You don't even, like I didn't even really think about that person existing, but that person is in the church. That person that
Yeah.
is drained and tired
Yeah.
Most
and
definitely.
just they're broken and they're just trying to,
Yeah.
we come to church for safety, security, and most of the time to heal. And then you get there and there's a list of 10 million things for you to do. That is draining.
Expectations.
If you're just now tuning in, ladies, drop a like, drop a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chitter Chatter time, and we are diving into this topic. It is already getting juicy. Miss Shay, how are the people in your church, and do you believe that they play a role in turning and pulling people into the church? That's another aspect that we forgot to talk about, but you tapped on it anyway.
Well, basically, we have an older generation of people at our church, and a lot of the senior saints,
better generation.
Yeah, they're loving people. They will do anything that they can for anybody, and you feel it. You can feel when someone's being genuine and when they're being fake. You can feel that. One of the things that I can say that's important when people come to our church is that our ushers greet you with a smile. We have had so many people to tell us that they came back to our church because of how they were received. So if you're new and you're coming into church, you want to feel welcome. And that starts as soon as you walk in the door with your greeters, with your ushers. I'm going to touch a little bit on people that do come to church. First of all, nobody's perfect. We are imperfect people. Everybody is. Christians, saints, unchurched folk, church
Let's go
folk,
ahead and take one step to that.
Unsaved folk. Everybody
people
are. Even those of us that are saved, those of us that read our scriptures daily, those of us that pray daily, we still go through brokenness, heartache, pain, arguments, just like any and everybody else. But the main point of it all is, where do you go to get relief? Where do you go for the brokenness? Where do you go when you're hurting? Because hurt people hurt others. And if you don't know to dive into the word and get your strength from the word of God, man's not going to give it to you all the time. Mama don't have the answers all the time. Daddy doesn't have the answers all the time. Sometimes you have to get it for yourself. And I do believe strongly that when people are hurt within the church by people that are in the church, some don't come back. But what we fail to realize sometimes is that just because they're in the church and just because they are saved folk, they make mistakes and say things that they shouldn't say.
You about to say
like everybody else.
Absolutely.
So if you can
that is
find
what we stray away from so often. We don't like to. We like to deny the fact that people that exist. And like, one thing I want to let you guys know, and I don't mean any disrespect, because I'm a child of God. No disrespect. Church is just a building. It's a building, but you can congregate and you can fellowship and you can praise God in any atmosphere. Please beware. But church,
with 2 or 3 are gathered in His name. 2 or 3.
And you said it right there. Most churches began in the living room. So what we have to understand is, when we come into that building, there are people inside that building that weren't there in the beginning. There are people in that building that this is their first time in that building. There are people in that building that are broken. There are people in that building that are going through so many things. Also, there are people in the building that are going through so many things and still trying to keep that building afloat. Because the same way that what we're so quick to do is we forget that people in the church have lives outside of the church, but they also have a church life. And I have never had a conversation where we touched on that, because we're so quick to judge the deacons and the bishops and the ushers and everybody, because you in the church, you're not supposed to do that. You in the church, that's not supposed to happen to you. Oh, where's your God? That is my least favorite comment. Please don't ever say it to me, because I don't know how I'm going to react. Let's take one sip to that.
Can't feel that.
Yes. Most definitely.
My God is always here and he's always present. I don't always do as I should, but
Yes,
trust me,
yes, he
he's blessing me
is.
even when I don't do what I could. So what I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you is those where are your God comments, people throw those comments at us because it is also the deacons, the bishops, the ushers, and the congregation that are so quick to judge people that come to church for salvation.
Yeah.
I specifically chose this particular outfit for tonight because there are sometimes we judge people when they come into church and they have their shoulders out, their skirt is a little short, but sometimes you don't know this may be all that person had, and they
Yeah.
decided that listen, I don't know where I'm about to go, I don't know what I have, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I need God right now. Boom, I'm walking down the street. I got this coat on. I'm crying. I had a long night. There's a church. I'm going to go on in here.
Yeah.
But I still have on what I had on for the last week because I've been living the life that I've been living. But right now, in this moment, at this time, I want to be saved. So here I go into the church. Then when I go in there, I'm like, these people are going to receive me and they're going to love me because I know they're God's people. And they're like, ooh, baby, what you got on? Oh, can I help you? Before they even ask you, is there anything I can do to help you heal? That
Yeah.
is one of the biggest problems. And that is one of the things, that is one of the first things I know people say when they speak about the church. Like they came to the church for help. And when they came for help, they were judged. And it was that situation. I think, Miss Shay, I believe it was you that touched on it. They came for help. And when they came for help, they were judged. And because of that, they completely were turned away from the church. And sometimes, not only do we turn people away from the church when we do that, we also create an enemy of the church. And when you create an enemy of the church, that's a different type of breed because those people are trying their hardest to convince other people that the church ain't the way to go. I went to the church for this, that, and that, and that. This is how they treated me. They told me I wasn't going to be this. They told me I wasn't going to be that. And then, you know what? You make those people so determined to become what you said they would never become strictly because you said they would never become it. And then when they become it, they spite the church. That is what we're trying to step away from, ladies and gentlemen. That is why we're trying to change the way we speak to each other and understand that everybody is going through something. Everybody is living a life.
Right.
Everybody, and like Miss Cassandra said, there are some people in church that they're not there for the reasons that they should be there. But don't let that be the reason why you judge the church. Moving on to our very next question. Have you ever gone to the church for help? And instead of receiving help, no. Have you ever gone to the church for help? And if so, how was your experience? Miss Shay, we're going to begin with you.
I have gone to the church before for help, and they gave me what I needed. So I had no problems. And oftentimes people come to our church for help, and they don't necessarily have to be members of the church.
Right.
That's another thing.
If they come with a need and we can supply the need, that's what we're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Say, for example, somebody needs a gas bill paid. Their gas is going to get turned off. They need the gas bill paid. Give us the information, we'll pay your gas bill. Now, that's when we can, we have the funds to do so, the mission funds to do so. We will do that. Now, we may not necessarily hand you the money because there's some scammers out there. And there's people that,
and that's where people get
mad.
You got to understand that.
But if you got a need and you owe a bill or something like that, or you need food, it's nothing like we can't go and get food for you. But just I have never went to the church after for something that I did get it. That's never happened to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And these are the type of testimonies that we need. So often when there are situations like negativity is so easily and so quickly shared. And I'm saying that because we hear all the time people say they came to the church for help and they didn't get it, and they came to the church for this and this happened. We barely hear about circumstances where people say, I came to church for this, that, and they gave me this, that, and it was so much. Like Miss Shay touched on all of it. I didn't have to be a member. I came to them and told them what I had going on, and they helped me, no question. I had this amount of bill. The only thing that they had going on was they weren't going to put the money in my hand. They wanted to pay it. I had to understand that because as far as they know, I could be lying. Miss, if you're just, this is Chitter Chatter, ladies, and we are diving into these topics, ladies. If you're just now tuning in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chitter Chatter time, and go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment, and share. Miss Cassandra, we're going to ask you the same question. Have you ever gone to the church for help? And if so, how was your experience?
I have gone to the church for help. And like Miss Shay, I haven't had any bad experience. I've only gone once, and I've never had an issue. Um, and even like you said, you don't have to be a member to get help. We do have a food bank at the church. So at every Sunday after church, if you need something from the food bank, it is open. They do open it up for people to go ahead and get whatever you need. And there are people that are in need. People
Absolutely.
come and they just need food. They need a spiritual help or whatever. It was an individual that came to church,
Absolutely.
and he just sat out front of the church, and he was crying, and he saw, well, some of the members saw him out there on the steps, and they went out there and they talked to him, and he needed support, he needed some help, and he didn't need financial help. He wasn't hungry, but he needed help. So, they were able to get him into the church, and he came and sat up in the front, and he got the help that he needed, spiritual help, the inside help that he needed.
Absolutely.
So, I've never had an issue with being turned down or anybody, or even seeing or knowing of anyone being turned away.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we are diving into these topics because we are so quick to demean and turn our backs on the church. And I want to ask you ladies this question, because oftentimes people are so quick to say they're not going to go to church because the church is full of hypocrites and liars and murderers and sinners and all that. Sinners, but we're also sinners. I want to know, why do you ladies think people are so quick to say that about the church, but they're not quick to say that about anything else? Because let me tell you, there are hypocrites at work. There are hypocrites at the grocery store. There are hypocrites in the mall. But we still go to those places. We have no problem going to the club. We have no problem going to the club. We could possibly lose our lives, and there are 10 murderers and drug dealers and all that existing here. But when it comes to the church, boy, let somebody be a liar. You know what? I'm not going to church because Miss Gladys told me last week she was going to have that cake for me, and she didn't have it. She's a liar. I'm never going to church again. What? Why do you ladies think people are so quick to turn their backs on church? I personally believe that because in our community, anything positive has to convince us. We are looking for reasons to turn down anything positive. If it's good for us, a lot of people, not even just in our community, a lot of people in communities, period, are just lazy and don't want to have to put in any work for anything. Being a faithful life, I said this a couple weeks ago in one of my other poems, a faithful life is not an easy life, but a faithful life is a peaceful life. Because like I said earlier, heavy is the head that wears the crown. There are rules and regulations that you have to live by when you decide you want to be a specific type of person. You can't, it's like Barack Obama was preparing to be president 20 years before he became president. Right. There were certain things there were certain things he couldn't do. There were certain people he couldn't be around. There were certain places he couldn't go. We in our community are not willing to do that for anything. But we are so quick to not even want to put forth an elbow, a fingernail to do it when it comes to church. Like, you know what? Them folks ask me to come to church every Sunday. Every Sunday? Are you kidding me? No, I'm not going. Them folks want me to come to Bible study? Of course not. I'm not going. You know what? I'm not going to Bible study because Miss Gladys goes to Bible study on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I still seen her at the.
Poor Miss Gladys.
Why do you think? Yeah, I Miss Gladys. I don't know why he rolled out my town. Miss Sandra, why do you think that people are so quick to use those excuses to turn away from the church?
Because it's easy. It's easy for them to say that,
I agree.
and instead of facing their issues. People hold church
You don't think
people.
there are some people? You don't think there are some people that have experienced things in church, and that's why they say it?
Yeah, there's some people that have experienced it, but it's also easy for them to say that. It's easy it's like a cop out, and I mean, I'm not going to say I will say it's a cop out.
Yeah, it is.
There, people hold church people at
Absolutely,
a
I agree.
higher standard. They think that they have to do this right, they got to do that right. But it's also a spiritual warfare. The
Absolutely.
enemy will do anything and everything in its power to keep them from coming. So if it's easier for them to say, "Oh, I ain't going because Miss Gladys lied," then that's so be it. That's where the enemy
Absolutely.
will have. They will keep you away, and it will be something in the back of your head. Oh, you don't want to go to that church. You don't want to go there anyways because Miss Gladys going to be there. You don't want to go to that church because such and such is going to be there. So it's always going to be something. And even with me, I'm just
Absolutely.
speaking for myself. With me, when the pandemic hit, and I didn't go to church the one Sunday, and then the next Sunday, and then the next Sunday, and then it was so much easier for the enemy to speak in my head and be like, "You might as well stay on home again. You tired. You just want to lay there. All you want to do is just lay there and relax and get some rest. You've been working
Absolutely.
all week, but it's so much easier." And I just believe that yeah, it's easy for people to say that as opposed to facing their demons or facing the enemies that is what they really are supposed to do. I'm gonna mute
Absolutely.
this real quick.
I absolutely. Miss Shay, we're gonna ask you the exact same question. Why do you believe that people are so quick to use these excuses to not come to church? And then I'm gonna give you ladies a twist because I see it on both sides. Miss Shay?
Well, some are just uneducated. You have some people that just have never even been to church, and all they know is what so and so told them about the church. So that's
You touched on a whole
miseducation.
other topic just then.
Yeah, that's miseducation. Um, I come from a household where my mother sent us to church when we were kids. She didn't necessarily take us to church. She sent us to church because she attended another church 12 miles away. As we grew, we did the after school program, Bible school that they had in the summer times. We did any church function, picnics, or anything that they had, but we did it as kids. Mama didn't take us. Okay. I grew up as I became an adult. I like going to church. I like listening to the word. I that was just like I said, it was just something that I did, not because mom and daddy did it. I did it because it was something I wanted to do. So when I started raising my children, I took them to church. So it has to be, to me, something that is instilled in them. Because one thing's for sure, when you're brought up in the church, as an adult, when you're able to make up your own minds what it is that you want to do with your life, you do that. But it's instilled in you. So you do know enough to know that when times get hard, you've been to church, you know where to go back to. Okay?
Absolutely.
Because it's in you. But doesn't necessarily mean that it go, you don't know when a person may decide that they're going to go to church. It could be in their 20s, it could be in their 30s, it could be in their 40s, but until a person wants to go, you're trying to, and I'm not going to even say entice, but convince them to go. If they're not ready, they're not going to go. I don't care who you are and what you're trying to do. It has to be in them to want to go to church.
Absolutely. One of the things I have always said is it doesn't. You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. Someone in the comments, ladies, if you're just now tuning in, this is Chitter Chatter. We're almost to the end, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm so thankful to have you ladies here. If you're just now tuning in, tell a friend to drop a like and share. It is Chitter Chatter time, and we have someone in the comments. And I want to touch on this topic because it's so important. The person says some people think church folks are big backsliders, so they don't go. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I want everybody to go ahead and take a sip to this. Everybody in church are backsliders because we are all sinners. We are all trying to heal. We are all trying to get to a level we've never gotten to before. Let me tell you something. There are so many sins in the Bible. You could be committing one right now and you don't know it. That is why we are not supposed to judge each other. That is why we are supposed to help each other heal. Don't allow the fact that the person next to you is backsliding to keep you from coming to church. Because like we have all spoken on tonight, sometimes being in the atmosphere is for you. Like Miss Shay just said 2 seconds ago, if you don't want to be there, you're not going to go. But let me tell you something. When you end up there, even when you don't want to go, sometimes the message is for you. For you. It's not for the person next to you.
Yes.
You can walk out of church, you and your friend, like, man, I'm ready to get up out of here. You like, dang. I feel like it's talking to me.
Yes.
Like like, you didn't feel that? You didn't feel that? And those are the moments where you have to look at your friend and be like, I can't believe you didn't feel that, because he literally told me what I was thinking and I didn't say it, but I'm thinking it, and the pastor out there talking about it. That is why we have to step outside of what Tisha, John, Miss Gladys, and Tanya, and Tisha, and Tam, and Uniqua, Cassandra, and Shade. We got to step out of what they're doing in church. And we got to step into what we're trying to get. We are trying to heal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Black Girl Beauty. We are healing. And the only way for us to heal is to focus on us. I told you a few weeks ago, you have to stand on what you want to stand on. I told you a few weeks before that, it's about you. Chitter Chatter is about growth. We are Black women. We are growing. This is Black Girl Beauty. We are stepping, and I'm speaking on church because I'm a faithful woman. I am not perfect. I do make mistakes. You see me on here drinking. Yes. Sometimes I do more than I should, but I always pray that I stop where I could and should. But I'm going to tell you, it's all about growth. It's all about growth. We are growing. We are Black women. If you're just not tuning in, ladies, I want you to know we are trying to heal together. The only way for us to heal is to tap into these conversations. I don't know what's a problem. I think I'm the only one going through this problem if I don't speak on it. Miss Cassandra, before we leave, I want you to know that I want you to bless us with the song. Miss Amanda has just stepped into the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking about church folks because I'm erasing the idea that you have an excuse as to why you don't go to church, because you don't. Go ahead and go. I'm trying to find every reason that I can, because that is what we need, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only way we're going to grow and heal. It begins with Christ. Miss Amanda, are you here? Did you want to share a few words? You're actually real dark right now, sweet. But I want to let you know we're so happy to have you here.
Yes. Hello, ladies. How are you today? I enjoyed you guys. You were wonderful. I just want to add a little piece to what all of you have said. And I want to say it to the newcomers who are coming into the church. Don't come in expecting people to heal your problems. Come in expecting to just receive help, to receive, to receive nurture and to give. Because oftentimes we come in wanting to receive and we don't realize we have a lot to give. And I'm not necessarily talking about singing in a choir. I'm not talking about ushering on the usher board, but I'm talking about giving your testimony. Oftentimes we come in, oh, my rent is due. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. And we forget that, we have to give in order to receive as well. And just because you've come to the church don't mean, it's all about everybody that's already there, that, you have something to give too. But at the same time, you want to learn. You want to be humble. and you want to, just get to know it and take it one day at a time, because like I've heard earlier, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. And a lot of times we come in already convicted, already feeling some kind of way about what happened in our lives. And we're very vulnerable, and we get offended easily, thinking that somebody hurt our feelings or something like that. I've seen it all, y'all. I could write a book on the church because I am a pastor's daughter, and I went to church every Sunday as a kid because I followed my dad around everywhere he went. My father was the one that picked up all my cousins for church, and all his nieces and nephews. We went from house to house to house, picking everybody up just to get to church on Sundays, Wednesday night, Friday night. I used to go to church and hear him sing. I would go to church and hear him rehearse. I was just always in church. So I saw a lot in church too. I saw the good, I saw the bad. But one thing I've learned in all my years, even here in Atlanta, I love going to different churches. I love hearing different preachers. I love the fact, we all wasn't looking for COVID, but I love the fact that I can turn on Facebook and I can hear speakers that I never heard before. I can hear speakers across the country. I heard Cassie say earlier that, she got kind of lazy, when during COVID. And so did I, because I enjoyed being able to hear my cousin Quincy in South Carolina, who I hadn't heard him speak. And then I got a chance to hear him on Facebook. And, I got uncles and aunts and all types of family. All of them are in the church. All of them are preachers. I got cousins that are pastors. And so I've just seen and heard it all. The thing that I want to leave with y'all today, get to know God for yourself. Stop expecting the pastor to be the answer to all your problems. Stop expecting the evangelists or, the ministers and the deacons to be perfect. None of us are perfect. But if you get that Bible when you're not at church, because oftentimes we're looking at what's taking place in the church, that we forget what's really important is what you're doing outside of the church and what's happening outside. Don't judge nobody, because you don't want to be judged. And even the pastor is not perfect. The pastor is a human being. So that's what I want to leave with you guys today, is to get to know him for yourself. My ministry is outreach, and I'm one of the co-founders of Amanda Manigault Ministries and Black Girl Beauty Foundation.
She's the best co-founder.
And Black Girl Beauty Foundation is a part of that. And the main thing is we want to instill in women, men too, even though we focus on colored women and girls, we want to spread the word around that no matter what the topic it is, we can talk about it. That we can share, and talking and communicating about it creates healing, creates the healing that we need in our lives when we're able to talk. So we talk about things that matter, that conversations that we don't normally talk about. That's what Chitter Chatter is all about. But I just wanted to thank everyone who tuned in tonight. And if you want to continue to connect with us, visit www.blackgirlbeauty.org and fill out the form with your email. Get on our email list so that you can receive our newsletter every month, so that you can hear about our next webinar and you can connect with our next event. And I just want to thank you, ladies, for joining us. I want to get a copy of your book, Miss Author. And I heard a little bit about it. I want to get a copy of your book, so I will do that. I'm going to contact you, and I got it.
Absolutely.
I got it.
Miss Amanda, hold on one second, because I'm going to get everyone to run down their credentials right in 1 second. We have a question in the comments, and I want to go ahead and tap into this. Miss Ricky Rick said, I believe it shouldn't matter where a person goes to get closer to God. We all receive information differently, so different perspectives can lead to a higher power, which should bring us closer in the end if we are open to it. Absolutely correct. And that is so true. Tonight, we were specifically speaking on church, because that is like in the Bible, they speak about coming together in church. It is absolutely okay for you to get to know God and get closer to him wherever you are. Like I said earlier, church is just a building, but you can have church in your living room. You can have church in your bedroom. Like Miss Amanda just spoke on, you can have church online. It doesn't matter where you get close in fellowship to God. But what I'm telling you about is what we were all speaking on tonight, ladies, is the importance on fellowship in the building. Because I have to say that because I said earlier, the church that we're speaking on is a building. It's so important to come into that building.
And
like
the word speaks on
fellowship
there specifically. Fellowshipping. A lot of people say, yeah, I can have church. Like I enjoy church online, but I'm wise enough to know that I need to be in the church because the church is where that's right. That's where the fellowship is, and the Bible speaks it. That's right.
Okay, Miss Amanda. Thank you so much. What we were saying is in the building. Jay was saying, whatever. When you walk in the building, you might get that hug. Like Miss Cassandra was saying,
absolutely.
The guy didn't need. Let me go ahead. The guy didn't need any help, any other type of way. The guy. It's like Miss Cassandra said, he needed spiritual help. He needed somebody to really listen to him and lean on him. That is what you get when you come to church. You can't get that online. That's right. What we're doing right now, we are helping each other and we are healing. But I'm gonna tell you right now, and I don't mean this any type of way. The difference between coming to church and fellowshipping in the building, in the presence, in the atmosphere, whether people are lying or hypocrite and sinning and killing, we are all singing and praising the word of God. There's no way in the world you won't feel it when you walk in the building. You might get that hug from the right person at the right time, and it might save your life. You might get the right word. Like I told you, Miss Shay, you were there with me. And I told you this when we were eating. I went to a funeral, and the eulogy hit me so hard. I was like, girl, he was talking to you. You don't know where you're going to be when you're in that building. You don't know what the message is going to be for you when you're in that building. We need what this whole episode was about. We're stepping away from reasons to not go to the building. We're stepping away from excuses that we use as to why we don't go to the building. Because we all got the Bible on our phone.
Yeah.
We all
I just want to leave.
I wanted to say something.
A little nugget though. I just want to leave a little. I know you said we wasn't going to be on here very much longer, but the real test when you do go to church, or when you do read scripture at home, or when you fellowship and talking about God, a group, a real to your life. That's where real change comes.
Absolutely.
Or going to church and just continue doing it because grandmama did it, granddaddy did, or auntie did it, or you just doing it because it's habitual in a sense. But the true test is to apply the word, what you learn, to your life. And once you do that, everything else will fall into place. That's my little nugget. Because I would like to say, I was going to church prior to even marrying my husband. I was going. But I was going because it was what I knew to do on Sunday. But it really wasn't until I got with him 12 years ago that I was taught that you have to apply it. I was applying it sometime when I felt like it. When you're straddling the fence. I was straddling the fence for a whole lot of years. Yeah. Now, like you said earlier, when you know better, you are to do better.
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, ladies, like the answer to the question, we are all backsliding. Everybody is backsliding. We're going to go ahead and close out. I'm so thankful again to my guests for being here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The topic was church folks, and we dove into this topic. Miss Shay, go ahead and reintroduce yourself.
Cassie said she had a nugget.
They can get in contact with you.
Just real quick.
Cassie said she had a nugget.
Go ahead.
No, just real quick. I just wanted to, just let everybody know. Ricky, hi, Ricky. I can't see where you are, but I know you said Rick is on. Hey, Ricky. I just wanted to let everybody know that I serve the true and living God. I have a personal relationship with God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So that is that's where I get my strength from. That's where I get everything that I need from. Jesus Christ is who I serve, and I'm not ashamed to say that. So I just wanted to say that. I don't know why I wanted to say that. I just wanted to let y'all know that.
Thank you for sharing it.
Okay,
Well,
well, Miss
Yes.
Kathy, we can go ahead and
wait a
begin
minute,
with you.
Mikwa. If I may touch on
Yeah,
that
because
for a
I
minute.
gotta change. I'm not Miss Amanda. Miss Amanda.
Wait.
hold on one
Let
second.
me
Because
touch on that.
on our way out,
Give me
ladies.
1 second to touch on
And
that.
I'm gonna touch on that as
Because she
well.
said, I serve a
After me
living
though.
God.
After me. Because what I said, I'm gonna tell you, Miss Cassie, and that's how I know we blood. My last name was supposed to be Porter. Miss Amanda talked to her about it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, listen. I'm a child of God as well. I seek him for everything. That's why this conversation was so important to me. I learned a lot. Like I told you, opened me up to a whole different aspect that I had never even seen before. This was so important to me because God is my savior. He died on his sins for me. I'm so glad that I was able to have this conversation with my mom, my niece, my cousin, and my dear, this is my second mom right here. I got like 3 moms, but this is mom number 3. And just being able to tap into this was special. Go ahead, Miss Amanda, and say what you needed to say.
Oh.
Okay, I just wanted to say, because she touched on it, she said, I serve a God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I wanted to say that to the people that, you know, especially those non-believers, especially those out there thinking that God is not real until something happens and they have to call upon his name.
Yes.
One toast for the non-believers. I pray God has mercy on you.
Just remember that he is not just here when you're doing good. He is not just here when you're doing bad. He is here through it all. And that's what you got to keep in mind. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect, but you got to get to know him for yourself. I heard somebody say earlier, it might have been Cassie, your mama can't do it for you. Your daddy can't do it for you. You got to do this for yourself. And I guarantee you, if you get to know him, you learn the word for Cassie, if you learn the word for yourself, there is nothing that you will ever go without in your life. So I just wanted to say that because you just got to believe. It's an amazing thing when all these years when I told you I was in the church, but it wasn't until I started digging deep myself, because I got in a situation and I said, why, Lord? And then he got the revealing things to me. If there is something you want to know, let me tell you, he will give you revelation. He will give you peace. He will answer all your prayers. He is the way in and the way out. So I just wanted to say that because we do have some non-believers. And like she said, we got to be able to speak on that. And we got to know without a shadow that we can't be hesitating about who we believe in. Even when these people come telling you, trying to teach you otherwise about God, you got to know him for yourself. Amen.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I had the perfect guest tonight. These ladies have been saying everything that was in my thought process. They have been coming in and touching on all the topics that I wanted to touch on, because like I said, I'm not here to convince you that church is where you need to go to heal, but I'm also not here to convince you that church is not where you need to go to heal, because it is. But we as people, we have to all be willing to accept our responsibility. There are responsibilities and requirements that come with every level of being in the church. As far as being in, and a lot of us think that being in the congregation holds no weight. It does. There's going to be someone sitting next to you one day that just needs you to be there to listen to them. There is going to be someone walking down the aisle that you, like Miss Cassandra said, that's sitting out front of the church that just needs you to ask them how their day is going. And it's not a burden to you, because God, like I told you in that poem, I told you that poem was like a snippet of everything, where we touch on everything that we're going to be talking on tonight. God blesses us so that we can be a blessing. I spoke on earlier how sometimes when heavy is the head that wears the crown, when you know better, you have to do better. If you don't do better, God will show you why you should. When you know better and you choose not to do better, well, you fall quick. Everything, every blessing that you just got, it's like a domino effect. You lose it just as quick as you got it because you knew better. It's not that you deserve that spank, because so often in our community, like, I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve that. You knew better. Miss Shay, right. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone how they can get in touch with you, where they can get your book. And I'm so thankful to have you here. And I want you to go ahead and run your credentials down one more time before we exit out.
Thank you so much. My book is entitled From a Hustler's Life to the Pastor's Wife. It is a memoir that touches on everything from broken to heartache to hustling, and how I prayed all the way through, even through all those years. I express after each chapter what I felt and how I talked to God and still had faith in God. I sort of like I prayed my way through the book. I'm on Instagram, Miguel the author, Mrs. S. Gibbs. I'm on Facebook, Shay Gibbs, and it's also on Barnes paperback and also electronically.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'm so thankful to have you here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
I want you to go ahead and give everyone a rundown of who you are, how they can get in contact with you. And if you're not going to sing it, I need a song after you do all that.
What? Okay, so again, I'm Cassandra, and you can just find me on the New Hope Living Baptist Church every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for praise and worship. And that's, I'm on Facebook, Cassandra Porter. You'll only probably be able to see my grandson, my new grandbaby. He's 2 months old, so that's about the only thing that you're going to see on there. But yeah, so I mean, other than that, yeah. I got dogs here and they're gonna start. So if I'm gonna sing something, it's gonna be something really quick.
We don't mind the dogs. We don't mind the dogs. I just want to let all these people know this is my cousin and my whole family can sing, and she's a representation because they look at me and I can't. So go ahead, Miss
Girl. God is able to do just what he said he would do. He's gonna fulfill every promise to you. Yeah. Don't give up on God, 'cause he won't give up on you. He's able. Yes, he's able. Don't give up on God. He won't give up on you. He's able to do everything that he said he would do. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And that song was so perfect for this topic, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chitter Chatter. If you're just now tuning in, ladies, we are on our way out. Miss Shay, someone asked that you drop your book info in the comments so that they can purchase. If the comments are to your right, down to the bottom, drop a comment, let them know where they can purchase, how they can get in touch with it.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, right there to your right.
We don't have comments on our screen.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is I'm going to drop her info in the comments, and we're going to have everyone be able to contact. I'm so thankful to have you ladies here. Next week, ladies, we are having a Chitter Circle. We are going to be speaking on ladies taking care of ourselves, because one thing in our community, Black women, we need to learn that cleanliness is next to godliness. So we are speaking on the vagina next week, how to properly cleanse it, how to properly exercise it. And we are also speaking on how to better your body and how to become healthy in this world, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't often speak on that in our community. We teach our young ladies how to cook. We teach our young ladies how to take care of men. We don't teach them how to cook healthy. We don't teach them to exercise. We don't teach ourselves how to properly clean ourselves. We are so quick to shy away from menstrual cycles and all of that. We're talking about it next week, ladies, because it is important that young ladies know how to properly cleanse themselves, that we know how to properly feed ourselves. I seen a post on Facebook that was speaking about a young lady that healed herself from fibroids strictly on changing her diet. We are speaking on it next week. The topic is, what is the topic next week? The topic is cleanliness is next to godliness, because we are cleansing ourselves, ladies. We are getting better and we are moving on to great women. This is about growth. This is Black Girl Beauty, and this is Chatter. We have reached episode 21. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you again to my guests. Again,
thank you for having me.
You can reach me on Facebook, Uniqua Man of God. I am Uniqua on Instagram. Thank you for being here. I'm so thankful to everyone. Thank you to my guests. If you're just now tuning in, go ahead and share. And don't forget to join our group on Facebook, Black Girl Beauty Inc.org on Facebook. And that is where you can connect with Uniqua Man of God. That is where you can connect with Miss Amanda Man of God. That is how we Black women there. We vent, we speak, we communicate, we touch on topics before we get on the platform and touch on topics. And I'm so thankful to have you ladies here. We're gonna go ahead and toast out. I'm at the end of my drink, and I'm on the verge of having a great night. Hope you ladies are too.
I just want to show them the cover of the book.
Go ahead.
That's the book. This is the cover of the book. I just wanted them to see what it looked like.
What's the name of it? And I'll put it in the comments.
Okay, from a hustler's life to the pathway.
Miss Amanda loves jumping in.
So from a hustler's life to the what?
To the pastor's wife. To the pastor's wife.
Pastor's wife. And what is the name? Where can they go get it at?
On Amazon.
You can get it on Amazon.
Or they can get an autograph. They can get an autograph copy from me.
Okay.
If you're in the Atlanta area.
Is there a phone number or website?
I have a website, regaltheauthor.info.
Read with a dash.
Ladies and gentlemen, networking and putting.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Miss Cassandra.
www.regil the author all one word .info.
Got it.
No dash.
Got it. Okay, I posted it in the comments.
The hustler
Black Girl
spelled
Beauty, ladies.
HUSTLA.
I'm gonna tag you in the post. I'm gonna tag you in the post, Miss Shay. You can come in and add any corrections that we have going on.
Thank you again.
This is Chitter. Thank you so much for being here. This is Chitter.
Thank you, ladies. I enjoyed
you. I hope to be back again.
Congratulations, Miss Cassandra, on that beautiful little boy.
Thank you.
So you know what, Miss Amanda loves coming in and doing her own thing while I'm outside. So again,
she's your twin. She's your twin.
It has been a pleasing pleasure. I'm so thankful that you ladies were here with me. You were awesome guests. We dove into this topic even deeper than I thought we would. And next week we're diving into cleanliness is next to godliness. We're doing a Chitter circle. And you know how our Chitter circles go, ladies. It is awesome. We're gonna go ahead and toast out. Everybody have a great night.
You too.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Uniqua.